What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, pop culture, sports, or the latest buzz, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. As always, my friends, how y'all doing today? How y'all doing on this great evening? Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to kick back and join the conversation. I'm your host, Arrington Gavin, coming to you with another great new episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. We drop new episodes every weeknight, available on all digital and streaming platforms of YouTube, as well as Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show. Our YouTube channel is R Smooth Club Media, and you can also tune in on all podcast wherever you listen to your podcast, but also our radio affiliate WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk out of Dallas, Georgia, as well as WDJYFM.com. Multiple ways you can tune in to the show. Look, we have a lot to impact within this hour. Talking a little bit of sports, talking a little bit of politics, talking a little bit of the entertainment field as well, pop culture. You know, we like to impact a little bit of everything here on this program. But before I move forward, as always, I gotta acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends at Bernardo's Menswear. That's right. You know, I'm always trying to keep you guys up to speed and looking fresh as always. My good friend, Miss Bernardo Johnson, is the owner and founder of Bernardo's Menswear, this awesome clothing store with formal wear, business casual, you name it, anything you need to help enhance and improve your style. As a business owner, I know how important it is for me to make sure that my dress is on my dress is on point. What I mean by dress, I mean my attire. And I am my own brand. So a way when you're dressing fresh, it builds up that confidence. In my opinion, it really builds up that confidence booster. And without the right threads, man, I can't survive the day. You can ask my wife. I'm not leaving this house until I feel very comfortable on what I'm wearing. And so stores like Bernardo's Menswear, it literally it keeps me from thinking so hard because everything is so great. Please be sure to check out his store. If you happen to be in the Hampton Roads area, go ahead and visit him in person at the MacArthur Mall first floor, located in the heart of downtown Norfolk. Bernardo's Menswear. Or don't worry, if you're not in the Hampton Roads area, you can shop online to www.bernardosmenswear.com. Again, that's www.bernardosmenswear.com. We want to thank him so much for being a supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. We can't do without him. Cannot do without him. Let's see right here. We're gonna do a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our fun fact of the day, and we'll also have a Arrington's movie review. Yes, that's right. We're gonna have an Arrington's movies review. So don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your guy, Arrington Gavin. Look, let's get it started with our first segment, our fun fact of the day, as we like to start off the show every day with a new fun fact, because it's just always great to know certain things that maybe majority of people are unaware of, and it's a great conversation starter. So, look, we're going to get it started with our fun fact. So, did you know that Elvis Presley, only won Grammys, three Grammys. Now that's right. The so-called King of Rock and Roll had 18 number one hits. You hear me? 18 number one hits in his career, but struck out on 11 of his 14 nominations. The record for the most Grammy wins actually belongs to George Solti, the longtime leader of Chicago Symphony Orchestra, with 31 awards to his name. Now, I'll be honest, this might tick off a lot of people. I really do not like Elvis Presley's music. I really don't. I understand your words. You're probably saying, "Well, Arrington, it's a generation thing. It's it's an age barrier. That music was so old and so past your time." Let me tell you something. I can rock with James Brown. I can rock with old classic jazz musicians. I can rock with um soft rock, old school bands, Genesis, Journey, the Eagles, Rolling Stones, the Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire. Like, trust me, I've heard old school artists and music, and I enjoy it. I just never ever got on the Elvis Presley train. Literally, the only thing in my lifetime that I could say that I know a lot about Elvis is the fact that literally he's the number one most impersonated person. Like, literally everybody in Vegas, the number one people that they impersonate is Tina Turner, Patti LaBelle, Elvis Presley. That is literally their top three. And it's just the style, the hairstyle, I've even watched the movie Elvis and wasn't a fan of it. Like, I'm just like, ugh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like his version of the his Christmas song. I am not I'm not a fan. I don't know how people were so crazy over Elvis. I really don't. But I take it that he was a handsome looking guy. I know he was in movies as well, and all the ladies loved him and this and that and the other, but I just really wasn't like, if I listen it if you do not turn on any Elvis Presley music in the car, because I'm turning the station. That's how I feel. Okay, that's exactly how I feel about Elvis Presley. So yeah, for all you Elvis Presley fans out there that's trying to now get me canceled, good luck with that. But I'm just giving you my honest opinion on it. I am not a Elvis Presley fan at all. At all. All right, let's move it on, y'all, to Arrington's movie review. So this segment, I'm tending to not always talk about I talk about movies, I talk about limited series. This is really just me giving um so far my review on a certain project uh that is on the small and big screen. One thing I'm always saying here on this program is that I think that the entertainment space, the movies, the TV space, they need more directors and writers that will present us some unique content that we're not unaware of, right? Something that's not so predictable, something that's not so, oh, we've already seen this before, we've heard the story once, and this and that and the other, and we're just tired of, people recycling the same old, same old, because it gets old eventually, especially if you lived on this earth for a long time and you witnessed so much content and consume so much content. You literally heard every single story. So this on this Arrington's movie review, I give my take on a recent limited series entitled Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story. So for those who are unaware of who Lyle and Eric Menendez is, let me give you a little history on them. So they are the two uh 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 the Menendez brothers. If y'all don't recall, in 1996, they were convicted in the murders of their parents, Jose and Marie Louis Kitty Menendez. Lyle and Eric are both brothers, and it was a case that shook the world because they're like, how could you murder your parents? And I'm not just talking about murder. I'm talking about they the scene was extremely uh um unbelievable to even see. Like, his parents were unrecognizable. Their parents were unrecognizable, and they they shot them with shotguns. It was very, very graphic, very, very, very graphic. Um, I bring this up because it's now available on Netflix. It's a Netflix limited series, and started watching. I haven't really finished the full entire thing, but obviously I was familiar with the story. I think I've watched maybe like the first couple episodes, maybe first two episodes, and it's really good. It's really good. Extremely sad, because it really starts off the brothers living in a very toxic environment, very abusive environment. Their parents, their dad, very successful, very wealthy, living in California, um, but very abusive. Likewise, the mother had a drinking and drug problem. Um, it was far from living in a happy household, and that's coming from the kids side, because that's where I'm at as we speak. um the both the brothers still currently, since 96, again they were convicted 96, they have been spending life in prison without possible of parole for both of them. Now I believe Joseph, or excuse me, Lyle is 56 years old currently, and Eric is 53. So these cats, they've been in prison all their life, and will be there for a long, long, long time. Um, as I continue this story, well, it says here during the trials that brothers stated that they committed the murders out of fear that their father would kill them after they threatened to expose him for years of sexual, emotional, and physical abuse, while the prosecution argued that they did it to inherit their father's multi-million-dollar estate. They were the first tried separately with one jury for each brother. However, both jurors deadlocked, resulting in a mistrial. For the second trial, they were tried together by a single jury that found them guilty after the judge excluded the evidence of abuse from their defense. Both brothers were sentenced to life in prison without possible parole. All right. So here, let me break it to you. They were very spoiled, very spoiled, but also again very abuse. To the episodes that I'm currently on right now, they were they were abused verbally. Never saw really any physical, but just verbally, always very embarrassed. You're worthless. You're stupid. You're this. You're that. I mean, years and years of hearing that, it can you. I mean, that's a very very toxic environment to live around, right? So now, to what I've been watching, they didn't show any signs. The father never showed any signs of wanting to take his kids, you know, take the end of life and his kid's life. It never showed that to my knowledge of what I've watched so far. Um, but it just showed that he treated them like dirt. I mean, I really just it was bad. It was bad. Um, but I will say, I it never looked like, and from the initial factor, it didn't like they wanted to take them out of their, you know, in their parents' life due to money. All right. Now, once the damage was done, they were doing all they can to receive that inheritance. And then when they received all that money, they went on these spending sprees like if money just grew from trees. So then it kind of it brings the argument, okay, was it all about the money, at the end of the day? They never showed any emotion, obviously, because they're the ones that committed the crime. Um, but the story really, they never helped their case because, for one, they weren't they weren't murderers from the get-go. And that's the insane thing. Literally, they're saying they watched a movie and saw how to plan this crime out. They did so, and would you believe? Now this is back in the 90s, 90, yeah, early 90s, and literally it took one fake ID for them to purchase the murder weapons. Sounds a little familiar, yeah. Um, and once they got that, the rest was history. Now, the oldest brother, I believe I'm forgetting which one. I think that was Lyle. Lyle always showed anger issues, very cocky, very arrogant. Thought he, had more money than God. Thought he had more power than God. Like, he was very arrogant. The youngest one, I believe that was Eric. Eric was the athlete. Eric was the tennis player. Um, he seemed to listen and do whatever his older brother tell him. Obviously, and they were just it was just an interesting story. But as I move on from here, I want to continue on in this story of the Menendez brothers, because recently Kim Kardashian went to go visit the Menendez brothers in prison. So let me go ahead and bring up this graphic for you. So it says here that Kim Kardashian and Cooper Koch, star of the Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story, reportedly paid a visit this recent weekend to convicted murderers Eric and Lyle Menendez, along with other prisoners at San Diego County's Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility. Now, Eric Menendez's wife, Tammy, posted a statement on social media describing Ryan Murphy's Netflix series Monster as dishonest and disheartening slander. Of course, according to TMZ, Kardashian was joined by her sister Khloe and her mother Kris Jenner, and film producer Scott Budnick, uh, along with Koch, who plays Eric Menendez in the new series. Now, Kardashian, a longtime advocate for criminal justice reform, is said to have discussed prison reform with the inmates. She also spoke of the Green Space Project, which encouraged rehabilitation by beautifying prison yards. which both Menendez brothers have been involved in. Um, Good for her. She wants to try and beautify the prison yards. I ain't trying to beautify Jack. All right, y'all. Hey, you did the crime. You gotta do the time. It's not supposed to be a vacation. It's not supposed to be paradise. No, you have to literally live in. I mean, I don't want to try and be uh, heartless, but in a sense, you almost have to. You have to live in crap. All right, you can't live in luxury when you've committed a crime. Like, what's the lesson being taught here, people? The brothers are serving life sentences from the 1989 murders of their parents, Jose and Kitty. They were arrested for first degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder outside their home in March of 1990 and sentenced in 1996. Now, in 2024, new evidence emerged that has the potential to set them free. Wow. Now, the monster star Javier Bardem and Chloe Zavigny as Jose and Kitty, with Conch and Nicholas Chavez as their brothers. In a statement on X to his wife Tammy, Eric Menendez responded to the series by saying, "I believe we had moved beyond the lies and the rigorous character portrayals of Lyle, creating a caricature of Lyle rooted in horrible and blatant lies rampant in the show. I can't I can only believe they were done so on purpose. It is with a heavy heart that I say I believe Ryan Murphy cannot be this naive and inaccurate about the facts of our lives so as to do this without bad intent." It says, okay, it is sad for me to know that Netflix's dishonest portrayal of the tragedies surrounding our crime have taken the painful truth several steps backward, back through time to an era when the prosecution built a narrative on a belief system that males were not sexually abused and that males experience rape trauma differently than women. I'm gonna want to kind of get into the meat and potatoes of this. So, really, the first thing that comes across for me, guys, is the fact that one of the brothers are currently married. Now, this is not an odd thing that happens in our societies when you have prisoners that fall in love while behind bars, and how ladies or spouses fall in love with prisoners that are behind bars. They get married, all this other stuff, so on and so on and so on. I never understood it, because I don't know how the wedding protocol happens in prison. But I've just seen on TV shows and movies, uh people start becoming obsessed with famous killers. I mean, let's be honest. Charles Manson, he was married like, well, he had countless ladies always after him, but he was, I think, married like 3 times while in prison. Um, this individual, I believe this Lyle was married twice or once in prison. So well, he's married now, so he has a wife now. But I've always scratched my head like, out of all the people out there in the world, you couldn't find anybody with a more better record. like how do you share that with your parents? I'm engaged. I'm getting married. Oh, what's his name? Well, his name is Eric. Oh, that's nice. Menendez. Say what now? Say what? Eric Menendez. Wait a minute. Look, Lyle Menendez. You talking about the Menendez brothers? We ain't having that. We ain't having that. Like, what do y'all? Where does the reception hell? Like, is it hell like in the prison yard? Kim Kardashian talk about these green spaces to beautify it more. Maybe they might offer some a venue for weddings. All right, nice parties, nice gatherings. No, all right. So here's the thing. Kim Kardashian, the Kardashian family, obviously they have a history with law enforcement through their father, the late Robert Kardashian, who was a part of the Dream Team, the Dream Team, not the basketball team, but the attorney squad uh, for O.J. Simpson in the O.J. Simpson murder case. Uh, him along with Johnny Cochran, Shapiro. There was a few other guys. I'm blanking on the name, but Robert Kardashian was a part of that squad. Now, even though he didn't have much of an impact um within that case, I mean, he obviously held a great bond with OJ at the time during that case, but he wasn't known to have his front and center moments speaking, speaking with the jurors and stuff. But he was attorney. He was a very successful attorney, made a lot of money. And at that time, it's kind of been passed on to Kim Kardashian. Like she's trying to pursue becoming a lawyer. Um, she really doesn't need to. Okay, she's in the billionaire status. She doesn't need to become an attorney, but she does have a passion for prison reform. She's helped out countless uh, of people who were serving in prison to get a better sentence, to lower their sentence, even for them to get parole and to let them enjoy their life outside of prison now. So Kim has been doing great advocacy work when it comes to prison reform. Um, I and it kind of, I guess it kind of irks a lot of people because they're like saying, "Oh, what now? We're just tired of seeing the Kardashians, this and that, and all this and other stuff." Look, I understand because they are a very annoying family. Um, they've made their millions off of reality TV. They're still continuing to make their money off of reality TV. But at the end of the day, they build their brand, and guess what? They've maintained that brand, and you can't be mad at their success. You just can't be mad at their success, and I'm not either. I'm not mad at the momager in Chris Jenner because she's got all her kids paid. You hear me? Every single one of them, a gig, long standing money and finances and fame. She helped create that, so I can't be mad at them. But I just thought this was interesting because with this story having so much success, it's always it's always like you're expecting to hear from the actual people, like the real people, to say, okay, what's your take on this story about your life? To me, 75% of the time they're saying, oh, it's all lies, they're not telling the truth. I didn't know anything about this project. I didn't have any saying in this. It's disheartening, this and that and the other. Look, they've made movies, series, documentaries about the Menendez brothers like for years. They have like well over 20 different projects, because you have to realize when you're convicted in 96, shoot, they've probably been making a film. They probably made something in 96, fresh when this case had just occurred, and then they keep on making them throughout the years. I mean, look, we're in 2024 now, so this is going to continue to go on throughout the years on, who's telling the truth, should these guys be free, and so on and so on. Now, I'll just be honest, they need to stay in jail. Keep them in jail, because l- playing the victim because you were being abused by your parents is one thing, but that doesn't mean, well, the way that they committed this crime is the scary factor. And I'm pretty sure attorneys and people on jury can agree with me on this one. It's like the way that this act was taken was something a psychopath would do. Now, if it was self-defense, okay, self-defense is like, you fight them off, or it's a different, I feel like it's a different it'll be a different story if it was really self-defense, if that makes sense. It will, the responses, the actions will be taken will be a lot different if it was self-defense. But as I digress from this, y'all, be sure to check out Monsters, okay? Monsters. The the Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story. Um it is quite interesting, and just another graphic I'll put up before I go to another commercial break. Um Hold on real quick. Let me go ahead and so here is the actual family that I'm pulling up for those who are watching. Uh that's the whole family. That's the Menendez brothers on each end, their parents in the middle. And so that's the original family right there. Uh then you got the Menendez brothers right here, just to put a face to it, because I know you're probably saying, who are the Menendez brothers? Or, what do they look like now? Well, one of them is fully bald. The other one still got barely a little hair left, but that's the Menendez brother. I don't know which one is which, but that's them right there. So just wanted to show you those graphics before I uh get out of this segment. We're going to take another commercial break. But before I do that, look, I have to acknowledge another proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show, Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged Evolution Beard Care is an all natural men's grooming line that offers 17 scented beard balms, oils, conditioner, shampoos, everything you need to enhance your facial hair care needs, as well as your skin. Fellas, I know you are new out there to the facial hair care community, whether it's mustache, goatee, beards, goatees, you name it. You're new, especially after the pandemic. A lot of guys are starting to embrace facial hair. Even those who are just now newly retired from the military, they're starting to embrace facial hair. And you are looking for a great product to help take care of your facial hair care needs. And that product is Rugged Evolution Beard Care. It's all natural. It gives you a wide variety of options to choose from. I enjoy it. I'm a client, and I'm also, hey, the creator of this amazing brands. Going on 6 years now. We've been featured in Essence Magazine twice, as well as featured on different publications, countless national talk programs. And it's a great brand. It's a great brand. So I highly recommend to visit the website by going to www.ruggedevo.com. Again, that's www.ruggedevo.com. We want to thank them so much for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. All right, my friends, we're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere.
Just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
What's happening, my friends? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your guy, Arrington Gavin. Look, let's take it to sports for a little bit. Look, I want to congratulate the one and only Miss Asia Wilson. Okay, Miss Asia Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces. She had just been named the 2024 WNBA MVP, and very well deserved, by the way. Very well deserved. I come for my in-law, especially my mother-in-law. She is a diehard basketball fan. My brother-in-law, he played professional for wow, close to 14 years, if I'm not mistaken. My mother-in-law played college ball and even thought about pursuing a career in the pros. I mean, she is a wizard when it comes to basketball, and she's a huge Asia Wilson fan. Um, she had one historic season so far. I believe she's been sitting out some games due to injury, but she is a remarkable player. She has truly changed the game in the WNBA. She's been one of the front and center figures to help that help grew the league of what it is today, and just the popularity and the revenue that they're generating right now. I mean, it's truly remarkable. This article is reported by CNN. It says here Las Vegas Aces star Asia Wilson was unanimously voted as the 2024 WNBA most valuable player after an historic season. The league announced recently, Wilson received all 67 first place votes. You hear me? All 67 first place votes from the panel of sports writers and broadcasters, making her the first unanimous winner of the award since the Houston Comets' Cynthia Cooper in the WNBA's inaugural season in 1997. It is Wilson's third WNBA MVP award, having won it in 2020 and 2022. Now, in doing so, the 28-year-old ties the record for the most times to win the award, joining Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, and Lauren Jackson as the only players to have been named WNBA MVP 3 times. Now, the center averages 26.9 points per game, 11.9 rebounds, 2.5 block shots, and 1.7 steals across 38 games. She led the league in points and blocks and was second in rebounds per game. Wilson then went on to break the single season records for both scoring and rebounding along the way. She became the first player to lead the WNBA in total points, rebounds, and blocks in a season. Wilson's excellent personal season was a big reason for the Aces reaching fourth in the WNBA standings and reaching in the playoffs. Now, Las Vegas Aces going for a historic three-peat for WNBA of a WNBA titles after winning the championship in the last 2 seasons. Now, the team's first round playoff series against the Seattle Storms has already begun, and so I highly recommend y'all need to check out the Aces because they are the team to beat. They have what I think Kelsey Plume is on there, and they are just it's a dope squad, full of energy, full of personalities. I know I always check them out on social media, like they're when they're walking the tunnel, they always get each other hype, and it's a great atmosphere. It's a great atmosphere. The WNBA is finally getting its due diligence, and I hope the money keeps on rolling in for them. But this right here, my friends, is one awesome story. Asia Wilson, once again, she will go down in history as one of the greatest WNBA players to ever live, to ever play the sport. One of the greatest professional athletes, not even just in the WNBA, but just athletes. You hear me? Keep those endorsement deals coming. And again, I love seeing the praise that the WNBA is getting right now, because it's it's always going to be the debate on salary and hoping that they get the money they well deserve. But hey, we've had this conversation before. It all comes down to revenue too. But to my knowledge, the Aces have sold out their their regular season tickets. They sold out their whole arena for the season. So every game they have is a sold out game, which is you want to keep that momentum going. You want to keep that momentum going. Let's see, my friends, how am I looking with time? We are gonna move it on. And let's head over to the entertainment space. And this is not really a cool story. It's actually a pretty sad story. And I was sad to read about this. So Tia Mowry, actress Tia Mowry of the also popular group, Tia and Tamara Mowry, the twin sisters, the actors, the stars from the hit TV show Sister Sister. Tia Mowry also is a star from the hit show The Game, and countless other projects, but we all just know them from Sister Sister. That was one of my childhood favorite shows, was Sister Sister, and they've been acting forever. Very successful. The whole family successful because their little brother Taj Mowry, he was a star of a hit show called Smart Guy. Again, I'm naming you all my childhood shows, but recently, um, Tia Mowry had been going through some stuff. Right, she went through a very public divorce that was tragic. I believe her ex-husband's name was Corey Hardrick, actor. He was actually the star in that movie, the most recent Tyler Perry film, A Divorce in the Black. But she went through a very public, uh, 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 very intense divorce. Um, and she's just now like living her best life. She's trying to, get on the come up. She's single now. She's a single mother, and so she has a new project, a new reality show called Tia Mowry's The Next Act. Okay, Tia Mowry, My Next Act. And this article was reported by People Magazine, and it says here that Tia Mowry says she and sister Tamara have grown apart, and I wish we were still close. And you're probably saying, "Oh, like, I mean, yeah, that's something you don't imagine, especially you guys being identical twin sisters. We thought you guys do everything together." Like, I remember they had a reality show together a while back, and then they started to have individual projects. Tamara Mowry, she was one of the hosts on the show, The Real, and then she, left that and went mainly into business with her husband. I know they have like a winery or something in California, so you saw them doing pretty good, but you still think like, wow, I thought you guys are still very close, like you're twin sisters. Like, you have to be. And the interesting thing is, you think the same. So obviously Tamara must have the exact same thought process of what Tia said. I wish we were closer. So why not? Like, it's just, I never like could imagine that. So it says here that Tia Mowry is getting candid about being alone for the first time in her life. In a new sneak peek for Tia's upcoming TV series, Tia Mowry, My Next Act, shows the actress, 46 years old, by the way, looking amazing, opening up about her strained relationship with her twin sister, Tamara Mowry Housley, as well as her divorce from ex-husband Corey Hardrick. And I quote, says here, "I came into the world with a twin, and right after that, I went into a 22-year relationship, so I have never been alone in my life. It has been quite a journey," she says, and she shared on YouTube recently. She also said, "Being alone has been the most challenging part of my divorce," referring to the recent split from her husband, who she was married for 14 years after tying the knot in 2008. She adds on to say, "It's times like this when I feel and wish that my sister and I were still close and I could pick up the phone and call her, speaking directly to the camera, but that's just not where we are right now." Now, my thought process is like, okay, is it was there an argument that happened in the past? Was it something that, was your sister there to try and explain to you your issues happening in your marriage, and you kind of pushed her aside and never gave her due diligence after you divorced him? Like, is it one of those cases, or is it just the fact that you guys both work in the entertainment world? You have busy schedules. Sometimes you can, draw apart from each other and just not always, because she's talking about picking up the phone and call. Is it scheduled things? I don't know. I don't know. Many fans took to social media to write that they were surprised that the two sisters have grown distance from each other, especially after Tamir praised her twin for how well she handled her divorce, telling Entertainment Tonight in 2022 that she is living her authentic and true self. Let's see here. Says here, and I quote, "Well, dang, that made my heart sink to know you." And oh, these are just fans from social media. Says here, one said, "Well, dang, that made my heart sink to know that you and Tamira are not close like y'all used to be." Another quote says, "I'm excited for the show." Another YouTube user wrote, "But it's sad her and her sister are not close, but I hope they are now." Um, Source told people that Tia's comments about not being close to her sister were actually about geography. The sisters are still close, but the quote being referenced was about the lack of proximity in their physical location. Tamira lives in Napa and Tia lives in Los Angeles. Wow. Do you see how they keep you on your toes? See, that was a good plug for her reality show, because that's the soundbite that they recorded, and they said, to be continued. You're just gonna have to watch such. So again, they're on talking terms. But see, but here's the thing. What did Tia just say? Because this could possibly be a cover up too, so that nobody can make too much rumor mill about it. But Tia just said that I wish I could pick up the phone and call her, but we're just not on that. We're just not that close anymore. You can still pick up the phone, Tia. You can still call your sister, but now you're saying that it's because you just can't get up and drive to your sister. Is that what it is? Like, that's, I mean, that's my only thought process now, because I'm, it's like, okay, what's true and what's not true? What's true and what's not true? I don't know. But when I heard about this, I was like, oh, wah, 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 wah. So hope everything is great. Hope they will rekindle that relationship. Most likely her sister's gonna be making an appearance on her reality show. And yeah, that's gonna be the thing. That's gonna be a thing. But hey, shout out to Tia Mowry having her new reality series, living her best life. Hopefully she finds love again soon. Because she's still very young, very successful. Um and uh uh and also um just so much ahead, just so much more to, to give to our world. I will say, especially the black community, we love sister, we love Tia and Tamara Mowry. We want to continue to see them do more projects. We want to see them on the big screen, the small screen. We want to hear more from them. So again, congrats on the new project, Tia. We will continue to follow up here on the Arrington Gavin show. Let's see how we're looking with time. All right, we're gonna do another commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin show. Don't go anywhere.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Welcome back, my friends, to the Arrington Gavin show. We are coming almost close to the end. I have a couple of, I want to play one soundbite for you, but before I do that, I just came across Derrick Henry, NFL running back, Baltimore Ravens star running back Derrick Henry. Just came across his diet. So the man is in shape. He's one of the top running backs, probably the best running back in the league. And I'm reading up on his diet, and it says here that it consists of no fried food. Okay, good. No dairy. Okay, good. No gluten. Okay, good. No artificial sugars. Okay, good. Here's where you lose me. Doesn't eat until 4 or 5 p.m. What time do you get up in the like? I will make that will make myself sick. They will make myself sick. I can extend I'm not a breakfast person. I love breakfast food, but I can't I'm not a breakfast. I'm not a morning eater. Uh, if I get up at like 5:30, I can probably have my first meal at like 12. I can literally have my first meal around like 12. But to have your first meal at 4 or 5, like this man's like a world class athlete. Like he have to exalt a lot of you have to burn off a lot of stuff in order to get the energy. So I'm trying to figure out like what does his body consume, especially when he's if he has a game that starts at 1 p.m. or morning practice. Like I don't get it. But hey, everybody's body's different. Everybody's body is different. Before I end this, y'all, I want to play this video from Fox News co-host of The Five, Jessica Tarlov, um, of saying stuff that I think a lot of people always have the same mindset. I know I do all the time when I hear this. So let me play the soundbite before I end this program with you all.
I took a look at Donald Trump's website, his platform. So hers, I should note, has drop downs for everything. So you click on it and then you can read a couple paragraphs about how she would do it. And then they very smartly also talk about how Project 2025 would completely dismantle the way that they're going to approach it and what the outcome would be there if Donald Trump was able to win. But his site is as unspecific.
Project 25 is not
okay,
Donald
well, you
Trump.
should watch the interview with Caitlin Collins, of one of the founders of it, where he actually almost slips up and says it. Everyone at Heritage is laughing at the fact that Donald Trump is trying to pawn this off as if he's not related to it. But you go on his site and you look at his, he denies everything, Judge. We've talked about this. He says, seal the border and stop migrant invasion. No detail, no drop down. How are you going to do that? This might be my favorite. Unite our country by bringing it to new and record levels of success. Well, that sounds nice. What does that mean? We know he doesn't have a plan for lowering inflation except to ask all the heads of the agencies to come together and do it. He thinks tariffs pay for childcare. He thinks tariffs pay for everything. So when you're going to ding her repeatedly for being unserious and lacking in detail, take a look at their actual platforms and see who the person who has detail is and who the person is that is completely lacking in specificity and serious. I took a look at Donald Trump.
I tell you, Jessica Tarlov, huge fan, by the way, because she's a co-host on a show called The Five, which airs. It's actually Fox News #1 rated program on the network. And they receive millions, and I'm talking millions and millions of viewership numbers. Jessica holds The Five is about a show of 5 individuals, 4 conservative voices, 1 liberal, 1. So I guess you already know what kind of show this is. This is okay. Conservatives bully on the liberal, blase. For one, I hate shows like that because it's to me unfair. It's unrealistic. But again, coming from Fox News, a very right leaning network, of course they want to make their conservatives look perfect, and that the conservative narrative is the #1 narrative that is promoted from that network. But Jessica Tarlov is probably one of the best liberal voices on Fox News. And a lot of people always say, why would you sign up for Fox News, especially being a liberal? Like, you already know what time it is. Look, she's been holding her own since day one. She's been there for, I believe, almost 8-10 years on that network. She started as a contributor. Now she was promoted to the five. She holds her own, and as you see, she's not scared of none of them because they have another gentleman by the name of Harold. I think it's Harold Ford. He's a former congressman, Democratic congressman, I believe, out of. Don't get me lying. I'm forgetting which state, but he is a more soft-spoken liberal guy. Like, well, yeah. Jessica, she comes, you know, scrapping. You know what I mean? Like she ain't scared of none of them. Because someone like a Judge Janine Shapiro obviously doesn't let you get your word across. Very loud, aggravating lady. Greg Gunfeld, he's supposed to be the class clown, which I don't think he's funny at all. Yet he has the number one late night talk show out of all the networks. I don't understand that. But hey, he gets the guest. He recently had Donald Trump on his show as almost like a little one of his panelists. So I thought that was quite interesting. Jesse Waters, a tool. Like Jesse Waters, one of the most annoying men on television. He gets away with saying some very offensive stuff, in my opinion. He also hosts a primetime show. That's another interesting thing. Three of those panelist people, they have their own shows on there. So Greg has his late night show on the same night. So weeknights, I think it's like at 10 p.m. Gunfell. You got Jesse Waters that comes on after a couple hours after that show. You have Dana Perino. She hosts a show earlier in the day on Fox News. Judge Janine used to have a weekend show, but she doesn't anymore due to her duties that she does. But she will guest host other programs. But a lot of them, they already have their own stuff. Not Jessica though, but she truly does. But she holds her own though, and this is something she speaks on, something that always annoys me when it comes to politicians when they are promoting their platforms. Whether it's commercial ads, whether it's on their websites, whether it's speaking in public engagements, they're always giving you headlines, and they never give you the meat and potatoes. They never give you details. They never speak policy. They just give you a title like, I'm running for parents, in supporting of parents. I'm voting for better wages. I'm voting for rights for all people. I'm voting for our religion. I'm voting for, like, they give you this, I give you that, and it doesn't make any sense. Again, he says I'm voting on border control. All right. Details. I'm voting for infrastructure. I'm voting for better jobs. I mean, I'm not voting. I'm running for what else? I'm running for better. I'm voting for safety. I mean, I'm running for safety. I'm running for school safety. It's a lot of it. They bring up headlines, but they never give you details, and that's what bugs me, because it's like, okay, you say all this stuff that catches people's attention, and I guess they're so excited. Like, it's easier for them to share it amongst their circle of friends when they say, oh, who you're going to be leaning towards, who you're going to be voting for. Well, I'm voting for this. Why so? Because he's going to be voting on safety and bringing Christ back into public schools and my rights. He's voting for parents' rights, and I'm gonna vote for him because of that. Like, come on now, it doesn't make any sense. And let's be honest, Donald Trump, for one, is a person that never speaks policy because he doesn't know policy. The man said, I have some concepts. I haven't decided yet, but I have some concepts that I want to bring up. Okay, like, once again, unprepared, no knowledge at all. But look, y'all, that's my time. Be sure to continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights on Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as WDJYFM.com. You can also tune into the program, available on all podcast platforms. So wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, wherever you listen to your podcast, as well as YouTube. Our channel is R Smooth Club Media, again on YouTube, as well as on Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and on X, formerly known as Twitter. Take care, my fans. Make sure you are registered. I'll see you next time.